Katlyn Chookagian versus Jessica Andrade takes place this weekend on the main card of UFC Fight Night Fight Island 6, Ortega versus the Korean Zombie, and I can't wait for this matchup. I'm actually very intrigued to see how Andrade does, moving up from strawweight, now taking on the flyweight division. We've seen this as a successful move before by girls like Cynthia Calvillo. Now Jessica Andrade is making a jump up. I feel like this is actually going to be the best thing for the women's flyweight division. I feel like a bit of a shifting around into the division of women's flyweight from some small female bantamweights and from some big female strawweights. Well, in this case, Andrade is not a big female strawweight, but still, with some strawweights moving up as well, I feel like that's just the right thing that the flyweight division needs. Taking place this weekend, in my opinion as well, this is kind of the people's co-main event. It's a pretty weak card, I'll be honest with you guys. It used to be a really good card. We've had some fallouts on the card, of course, but still, I don't know how Cyril Gane versus Ante Delija is a co-main event over a potential title elimination bout between Katlyn Chookagian and Jessica Andrade. It makes no sense whatsoever. They give women main events when it doesn't make any sense, but then they do Chookagian and Andrade like this under Gane versus Delija. I'm not complaining about it, don't get me wrong, but still, it just doesn't make any sense. It seems like a little bit of a double standard. If you're going to do one thing, make it the same for everyone, and don't just... I don't understand the UFC's mindset, but they're a billion-dollar company, so they must know what they're doing. They can't be that thick, surely. This is a title elimination bout for the flyweight division, and they haven't given it a co-main event to make way for the newcomer Ante Delija and the barely number 15 ranked Cyril Gane, although I respect Cyril Gane, but still. Let's get into the matchup. Chookagian versus Andrade. Good fight, really good fight. Chookagian's rangy. She's very tall. She's got good stand-up. She's okay. Fuck. She's okay. She's good. She showed good grappling against Antonina Shevchenko. But, you know, as Antonina Shevchenko at the same time, and Antonina Shevchenko has lost to girls like Roxanne Modafferi, where she got ragdolled. So, you know, it's just a bit interesting. That's okay, though. Roxanne Modafferi ragdolled her. I don't know how much credit I'm willing to give Katlyn Chookagian for an Antonina Shevchenko win. In my opinion, Antonina Shevchenko should have no way have been fighting the top contender. It's like they want the sisters to face off each other, because I don't even think Antonina Shevchenko was even ranked. I think she barely might have been 14 or 15, and they gave her Katlyn Chookagian at number 2 or 3. Makes no sense. It was a bit of a mismatch, but so what? Katlyn Chookagian gets a win under her belt. Very good. If she wins this one against Andrade in a big fight card, I guess she's in a decent spot on the card. It would have been better if she was the co-main event, but whatever. If she wins this one, she can make a claim for a title shot. What better storyline than I beat a dominant girl from a lower weight class that's very good and everyone knows is very good, and I also beat your sister, by the way. Give me the rematch. That's a real good storyline for a rematch from Chookagian. So if she does win, I think she could get the shot. If Andrade wins, I think we need to see maybe one more. I don't know, because I kind of think if Cynthia Calvillo beats Lauren Mueller, she kind of has a better resume than Andrade for just beating Chookagian, because Calvillo beat Jessica Ai, who did beat Katlyn Chookagian, so it's kind of a higher... There's a higher resume for Cynthia Calvillo if she gets past Lauren Murphy. Sorry, not Lauren Mueller, I'm sorry. But still... good matchups in the division. Jessica Andrade coming up. Dangerous power. I don't know if she's going to be too much different size-wise. I've tried to see some recent pictures of her. She doesn't look like she's packed on any weight, so it just seems as though maybe she's going to be fighting at a natural strawweight size, but except in the flyweight division, which I think is actually going to be a great thing because, I mean... she's not really going to need to be that big against Katlyn Chookagian. The only thing I would really focus on increasing the size of in this matchup would be her reach, but she can't do that. Like, she's going to have to overcome some things, of course, because Katlyn Chookagian has, what, an 8-inch reach advantage? No, a 6-inch reach advantage over Jessica Andrade, which is a very long reach advantage to have, especially in a smaller division of women's flyweight. Much taller as well, but I think that Jessica Andrade, what she did against Rose Namajunas in the rematch is showed that she is the one kind of improving, and Namajunas is maybe plateauing with all that time off, okay? Because Namajunas had a moment in time where she didn't want to fight anymore, she was kind of retired, she wasn't going to come back, and Andrade throughout all that time showed that she was improving, because even though Andrade won the first fight, I think she had a better showing against Namajunas in the rematch, and Namajunas is a girl who knows the game of keep girls off of me. She's a top contender. She's going to be fighting Weili Zhang soon as well. And I think that Katlyn Chookagian, if Namajunas can't really do it, or can do it, but to a razor close level, I don't think Chookagian's going to be able to do it to the same level whatsoever. And I think Andrade is going to chop at her legs, go to the body, eventually start coming upstairs. And I could actually see Jessica Andrade rocking her a couple times and winning herself a unanimous decision, 30-27. Maybe at some point she could lose the first round because, of course, when someone's got a lot of range on you, it takes people a lot of time to get into the mode of finding their range against a much taller, lankier opponent. So I think Andrade maybe is going to lose the first round. She'll start to wear on Chookagian as the fight goes on. Chookagian has had few fights in the UFC. To be fair to her, she's looked decently okay in the UFC thus far. I mean, she's beat some decent girls. She beat Jennifer Maia, which now looks pretty good because Maia's fighting for the title coming up soon. So she does have a really kind of good argument if she wins this one to get a title shot. I mean, if Lauren Murphy wins and Chookagian wins, I think they're going to give it to Katlyn Chookagian over Lauren Murphy, in my opinion. But still, maybe they give it to the newcomer, Lauren Murphy, who hasn't yet been sacrificed to Valentina Shevchenko. I mean, I don't know what these girls are fighting for currently, to be honest with you, because I would almost not want to win, you know what I mean? Like, oh, let me lose this one, I'll win the next one, and I'll stay balanced. I don't want to go too high up and get a title shot, but I don't want to go too far down and lose my job. So I feel like a lot of women fighters in the flyweight division kind of want to go 1-1 right now, but still, Katlyn Chookagian's pretty good, and she was doing okay against Shevchenko. I mean, look at these numbers in the first and second round. 7 strikes to 13, 7 strikes to 10 in the second. Eventually, she got taken down and completely exposed, but still, I think Andrade is going to go out there, be a little bit stronger, and just be more lesbian. You know? Just be a little bit more lesbian. And I know that sounds weird to say, but there is something there. There's something there. There is, and I'll make a prediction based on that. She shaved her head. She don't care, okay? She doesn't care, and that's a very good sign. And I think Andrade is going to go out there and put it on Chookagian, back her up. Chookagian doesn't really fight too well going backwards. I've noticed she kind of gets caught up in her feet. She's got very long legs. It's kind of difficult to control them. We've seen that with James Vick. Every time he goes backwards, he's so tall for the division and so gangly that he kind of can't control his range, and he kind of gets caught up being like an inflatable arm flailing tube man from Family Guy. I don't know if they actually exist in America. Let me know in the comments below. I just know it as a joke from Family Guy, but still, I think that Andrade is going to close in on the distance, work her against the clinch, because listen, I've seen Cynthia Calvillo, a girl who could not crack the top 10 at strawweight and lost to Marina Rodriguez, who just lost a fight as well. To Carla Esparza, I believe. Or Tisha Torres. I don't actually know which one. They confused me. But still, Cynthia Calvillo, who could not crack top 10, was able to jump straight to number 1 against a girl who beat Katlyn Chookagian in Jessica Eye, and basically win very dominantly over 5 rounds and take the number 1 spot pretty much. Even though she's not number 1 right now, she effectively took the number 1 girl out in the division, so she kind of is number 1. But still, if she can do that, a girl who could not crack top 10 and maybe right now could not crack top 15 looking at the division moving forward. I mean, you got girls like Amanda Ribas now, Mackenzie Dern. Maybe things would get interesting now if Cynthia Calvillo tried to go back and work her way into the top 15. I saw a girl who couldn't crack rankings nearly and was barely ranked jump straight to number 1 and beat her with ease. I'm going to pick the girl who really went back and forth with the dominant champion of the division in Rose Namajunas, top 3 contender in Jessica Andrade. I mean, in my opinion, Andrade is the best fighter not named Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Rose Namajunas, and Weili Zhang at strawweight. So I'm going to bet that she goes up and beats Katlyn Chookagian, who's a little bit worse than Jessica Eye, but okay in other ways as well because she's quite rangy. I think Andrade just knows how to do it, man. She knows how to fight. And there ain't really many technical breakdowns to make in women's MMA. I'll be honest with you guys. So you kind of just got to look at resume and take some words for things. I'm not really going to talk about how this one has a lazy jab and then she can come over with a check hook and susceptible to leg kicks, because you're being leg kicked by fucking Roxanne Modafferi. So there's not really much to tell. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing with women's MMA anymore. I just feel like Andrade is going to go in there, walk her down. I just look at the pair of them fight. I don't even have to look at technique, really. I just look at the pair of them fighting side by side on monitors, and one of them kind of knows what she's doing, and the other one kind of just throws stuff, and she's tall and rangy, so she can be a problem for some people. She's got okay takedown defense, but against who, though? Against who, though? Women's MMA. She got taken down a bunch of times by Liz Carmen. It's difficult, this sport, man. It's very difficult. She got taken down a bunch of times by Calderwood, so I don't even know. I don't know what to do anymore with this sport, man. What do you do? She loses to this girl, she beats that girl, she loses to that one, beats this one, loses to that one, loses to that complete trash Roxanne. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Antonina Shevchenko loses to Roxanne Modafferi, beats this young up-and-comer. I don't get it. But I'm going to go with Jessica Andrade. I'm looking at some stats right now. Lands more strikes per minute. I guess she is coming up from strawweight, so that's going to be a natural advantage anyway. Has a much higher striking accuracy. Takes more shots, but she also knows that she's going to be taking shots. Chookagian fights in a way where she fights defensively and she tries to evade shots. Andrade walks into them, so that's also a stat that can't really be used accurately. Defensive Chookagian is better, but she's a defensive striker, so there's really nothing to take away. There's nothing to take away from this. But if Andrade wins, I reckon she should probably take on the winner of Lauren Murphy. If Lauren Murphy beats Cynthia Calvillo, do Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade. If Cynthia Calvillo beats Lauren Murphy, I say give Cynthia Calvillo the title shot and maybe give Jennifer Maia to Jessica Andrade. And we can have an all-Brazilian showdown once Jennifer Maia has been sacrificed to Valentina Shevchenko. What's left of Jennifer Maia should be given to Jessica Andrade for another contest. I just think Andrade has all the ways to win. All the ways to win. Much physically stronger. Did what she did against Rose Namajunas. And even still, a lot of people don't talk about this, but Jessica Andrade did what she did not just against Rose Namajunas, but also did what she did against Claudia Gadelha in that division, which was wipe the floor with her. Okay, and that's a very big deal. And also, I want to say didn't really... I know she got dominated by... what's it called? Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and she got beaten really badly. But like, she was in that fight in the 5th round, so she can push a real pace and she can get beaten and come back later on. I just don't think Chookagian is ready to dig deep enough to keep Andrade off of her for longer than 1.5 rounds. So I'm actually going to go with Andrade winning this fight 2 rounds to 1, 29-28. I think Chookagian will win it just off of strike numbers in the first round. Then in the 2nd and 3rd, Andrade will start to work her down, landing her leg kicks in the first round. That will invest into later in the fight. And eventually, so she'll start to close down Chookagian. Chookagian's footwork will get a little bit slower, as it does in fights. And Andrade will start to pick her apart in the 2nd and 3rd and get the job done. Are we done now? Please, can we move on? I fucking hate this shit, man. I'm sorry, okay? I know I'm the MMA guru and I'm supposed to be excited about all these things, but this, I need some, you know what I mean? I need something to get my teeth into here. I could get my teeth into Krut versus Bakauskas more than I could Andrade versus Chookagian, in my opinion. I could get my teeth into Almeida versus Martinez more than this. But you know what? All good. It's a good fight. It's a good matchup. And I wish it was a co-main event so it got a little bit more of a hype behind it because it could be a title elimination bout. But that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. Billion-dollar company UFC. All good. Make sure that Gain and newcomer Delia get the prospect spotlight on the co-main event. All good. All good. But still, let me know who you want me to break down on the card other than this. That would be a great idea maybe because there aren't many. And I might end up doing a Claudio Silva versus James Krause breakdown individually by the looks of things because there aren't many real good competition fights. So let me know. And I'll look at the 2 most popular prediction breakdown requests in the comments of this video. Basically use this whole prediction video as a polling service to let me know what you want me to do next. Krut versus Bakauskas is a good one. Almeida versus Martinez is also a good one. And as I said, Claudio Silva versus James Krause. Figure it out in the comments. Find a way to eliminate one of those 3 options. And I'll do a prediction video about the other 2. And then do obviously a fighters to watch out for, which there's a ton of on this card. Gamrot, we won't tell you who I'm going to go for. Fuck it. Like and subscribe. I've got to end the video. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. I'm going to go with Jessica Andrade, getting the job done, 29-28, winning the 2nd and 3rd round. I'm not going to go with TKO. I'm going to go with a decision, getting it done. I want to see how she looks at flyweight. I think it could be very interesting. And I also feel like, although there's a lot of advantages to being tall and rangy against someone, sometimes the smaller person has a huge advantage of just being an awkward task to take on. It's hard to KO someone who's that low down. It really is. So yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.